Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning and thank you for giving me opportunity to present about our academic paper. Before I start my presentation, let me start by saying a few things about my background. My name is Asrol bin Hawari. I'm working at Department of Occupational Safety and Health as a factory and machinery inspector at Sanakan, Sabah. I'm married and blessed with three beautiful daughters, and all of them at Kuching, Sarawak. That means now I stay a different state, Sabah and Sarawak. So I really need to manage my time for my family, my schedule for working, and my study. To be honest, I would like to say that our topic in our academic paper is quite interesting to be discussed among our group, and fairly to say, it is an interesting topic, especially for me. Working for 4 days, a week, for a week. Is it critical or not in our country? So our argument is whether suitable, or in other words, that more appropriate is practical or not practical to be done in our country. So when it comes to this topic, for my opinion, I would like to say that it can be done. And we can say a lot of people or a lot of positive feedback that we can get from this if it can be implemented. From our thesis statement, there is growing evidence on the negative impact of extending working time. Currently, by working 4 days a week, it's one of alternatives which to increase the productivity, health condition, and overall satisfaction. So I will focus more on increased positive productivity. Productivity commonly as a ratio from input to output. It is depending on what type of productivity that we want to measure. Some of the productivity can be measured if an employee or worker can give the satisfactory output in a specific period of it being measured by the profit. Same as our department, we have to make sure all the application that come from the customer we can complete in the certain period of time. That is, we call it productivity. But to give the worker more job just for achieve the target may affect the workers. The overworked employee will become less productive. Microsoft Japan experimented with shortening the work week by 1 day in 2019, and the results show a 40% increase in output. That shows that the productivity can be increased by shortening the work week. Icelandic researchers also discovered that a 4 days work week without a salary drop increase the employee productivity as well being. Second, reduce every implementation. Burnout is a state of emotional, physical, and mental exhaustion caused by excessive and prolonged stress. It occurs when you feel overwhelmed, emotionally drained, and unable to constant the demand. By looking at this consideration to reduce employee burnout, it will improve employee retention and can increase the productivity. After doing work for all days, the workers will be physically or emotionally exhausted. Iceland released the finding of its trial for this work week program, which ran from 2015 to 2019, and in the middle of 2021, the findings show that employees has more time for family activity and experience less stress or burnout. Next is indirect effect from less days, working days is lower operating cost for an office. Every day when the office operation days will consume expenses in terms of operating costs. Cutting down the operating cost can be maximize profit margin. Immediately switching to 4 days work week reduce variable overhead costs like power and energy use by 20%. The U.S. Energy Association information estimate that in 2018, the average monthly cost business electricity was $660. 20% expenses reduced would result in saving of $132 per month or $1,584 annually. This information is from U.S. Energy Information Ministry in 2015. Last but not least, work 4 days a week. Workers consume less office supplies. Copier and printer equipment depreciate more slowly. LAC Group, an information management company, suggests $200 annually per employee as a standard for office supplies. A company with 100 employees can save a lot of money, for example, around $4,000 a year by cutting costs by 1/5. From this explanation, we can make judgment that although some of us can say that all the example, all the explanation that I gave just now, that I try to raise in this topic is not in our country, and we will say that can be done in our country. Maybe it's true for now, but in the future it can be done by using appropriate approach and suitable guideline. So I have come to the end of my presentation. I want to end it by sharing my own experience. I have been working at a government servant in almost 19 years. On my first job in 2003 at Environment Department, at that time, we do need to work until Saturday. That means on that time, government servant workers are working for 6 days, 6 days a week. So I would like to say that it's not enough time for me to be with my family, with my father, my mother, and other relatives. So sometimes I cannot attend people event due to event is always held on Saturday. So it quite stress for me and also effect on my productivity at work. If I'm not mistaken, on the same year, in 2003, the government changed the policy from working 6 days to 5 days a week, and some of the private sector is following the same step that been done by the government at that time. That means working for 4 days a week is not impossible or can't be done. So let's think together about my experience for the benefit of us for other future. So that's all from me, and hope that I can share a lot of things to you all. Thank you so much.